a young man
Uh-huh.
to go there and just get killed for nothing.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes.
his opinion right now.
Right.
He
Talking about
volun-
Iraq and Afghanistan
He
and everything.
volunteered
Mm-hmm.
for World War II in 1941, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
So
42.
what
42.
he's talking about is right now. He
Yeah.
can't see what's going on.
Sure.
But what you came to talk about is
His service.
what he did from the 41 on.
Right, right. It's a very simple thing. It really is. And I wish you'd have seen the show on Sunday. You'd have gotten an idea exactly what it is. It's very relaxed. It's very simple. And it's just...
Maybe later on, maybe I'll get but right now the government is bitter to me. They don't take care of me like they're supposed to take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
I hurt my leg right there.
Right.
I cut my eye right here in the front, and everything is on the service. I
Right.
spent
It's all
9 years.
service related.
Right. Well, that's what we want to talk about. I just want to talk about your service in World War II. And were you in Korea also?
Well, I went to Korea, but they sent me back right away.
I see.
Something went wrong. I don't know what went wrong.
Right.
You see, I was
Let him.
you can read right there if you want to.
Mhm.
Right there in the middle.
These were your injuries and your
Yeah.
illnesses. And
Well, the government haven't done anything about it.
do you go to the VA clinic here?
Yeah,
What do they do?
nothing.
Nothing?
They give him a bunch of pills.
Nothing.
Well, tell me about, where did you grow up?
Brownsville, Texas.
In Brownsville?
Yeah.
And when did you went to high school there?
Huh?
You went to high school there?
I didn't finish high school.
Didn't
I went
finish
into
high
the
school?
service. I went
When did you go into the service?
1942.
In 42.
Yeah.
So after the U.S. was involved in the war, after Pearl Harbor,
After Pearl Harbor.
right? And where was your basic training? Where were you assigned?
Well, they sent me to Camp Wallace, Texas. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
I know.
And I stayed 2 weeks there, and I volunteered for the airborne.
Mhm.
And they sent me to Fort Bend in Georgia, and I jump over there. And then one day the men come over there and said, "We don't need no more paratroopers. We need glider people."
Glider people?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So they just, the whole battalion, they put it in the gliders.
So what did you do?
Nothing.
Yeah?
He said that the general said, anybody chicken shit that is yellow and they don't want to go into the gliders, just take one step forward and make a left turn and go away, and I don't want to see never again.
Right.
And I looked to my left and I looked to my right,
Uh-huh.
and nobody was going. And I said, well, this Mexican ain't gonna go neither.
Right.
So I didn't went. So I went to the gliders.
Right.
But I still was in the paratroopers.
Yeah.
But I was in the gliders.
So what outfit were you in?
And the 16 glider battalion.
16th Glider Battalion
The
of
16
the U.S. Army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
okay.
16, the 17, and the 18, we went to China, Burma, and India.
China, Burma, and India.
In India. The 18 went ahead of us. They wiped them off.
Right.
All of them. Not one come out.
Yeah.
On the other battalion, they come out 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
And we went and they had gone away or something, but we didn't find no Japs. Dead,
Right.
see, yeah, we find a lot of Japs dead.
Right.
But that's about all.
Right. Right. What? So in China, when did you go to China?
42?
In 42.
Yeah, I volunteered in 42 in January. In February the 23rd, I was in combat.
You were in combat.
Yeah.
Tell me about your combat. Was it Ground combat or
No,
it was
airplane.
Air combat.
Air combat.
Okay. And what kind of glider were you in? What kind of aircraft were you in?
And the little one
Yeah.
on the two-man squad.
2 men.
2-man squad.
Right. And what kind of combat was it? Was it air to ground, or was it what sort of
Jungle.
describe the combat in jungle?
In jungle.
Mm-hmm.
We went into the jungle. They used the little gliders for the jungles.
Right.
They didn't use the big ones. They used the small ones.
Right. And this was in China?
In Burma.
In Burma, excuse
Yeah.
me. Yeah. In Burma.
Yeah.
And how do you recall the combat? How do you remember it? Was it pretty intense? Were you ever shot down? Were you
No.
did you feel,
It's just
were you
that
scared?
I can't talk about it.
You can't talk about it? Okay. Okay. Well, no, I understand that. I understand that. Where after Burma did you go?
Well, we went to the border. I saw combat in India the first time
Mm-hmm.
in February the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I went to Lido and Burma Row.
Right.
And I went to Shimian, Burma. We took the airfield there,
Right.
and we just stayed there until the war was over.
I see.
We didn't went nowhere.
Yeah.
We went and helped the English. They were knocked out over there in China, and we went and got them out.
Right. Right.
But
How did you get your injuries? You sprained an ankle, you
I
had a
sprained
contusion of the leg?
my ankle. Let's see if I remember. Don't say there.
Well, it said it happened in 1942
Training.
in training in Georgia. Camp Stewart.
On Camp Stewart in
At
Georgia
Camp Stewart,
for
okay.
the gliders. I was
Right.
training for the gliders.
Right, right.
And I turned the leg, the knee, the ankle, right here like this.
Oh my.
And I went to see the doctor, and the doctor said, "You'd be better off if you had broke it off."
Yeah,
He said, "You're gonna suffer all your life."
yeah.
And I got well, and I could walk and I run and everything. But now that I'm old, I'm real bad.
What about the leg injury in Burma
So,
in 44?
over here,
Yeah. How did that happen?
a machine gun come loose in the glider and hit me in the leg.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
In the glider.
yeah. We had two types of machine gun. We had 30 caliber and we had a 50 caliber.
Right. Right. Were you? What was your job on the glider? Were you a?
Squad leader.
Okay. Okay.
A squad leader with no stripes.
Uh-huh.
They never give me stripes
Right.
because they didn't like me.
They didn't like you?
No, because I was a Mexican.
Oh. So you experienced some.
Yeah, I experienced a hell of a lot of that.
You did.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
It was too bad then.
Right. Right.
Now I don't worry about it.
No, of course not. Of course not. And then you had complications later on from the injury. It says from the
Yeah.
from the leg injury. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Now that I'm old,
Yeah.
I'm
It's harder to get
I
around.
have to go around.
And you had an eye injury also.
Yeah,
That happened in
Scott.
Germany.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Scott. That happened playing ball.
Oh, really?
Do
What?
you believe it?
Playing what? Baseball?
Baseball.
Yeah.
I didn't want to play,
Uh huh.
but then the god doggone lieutenant come and say, "Sorry, Corporal, what the hell you doing over here?" I said, I'm over here watching the game." He said, "You go over there and play too."
Yeah.
And I went over there and I was playing. It was two teams. One team over here, one company was playing here, another company was playing here.
Mm-hmm.
This company hit the ball and it was going down to over here, and I was fielder. I was watching my game, but this game hit, and they hollered at me and they told me, "Hey, look around!" And I look around, the ball hit me right between the eyes.
Oh my goodness.
And I had glasses and they caught my eyes.
Yeah.
And that was that. There is a I don't know if it say it right there, but it's
So like it cut your
Yeah.
cornea or your
Yeah,
yeah. And I guess you still have problems from that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here is the other turnaround deal. Here. You see that?
Right. So how long were you in the Army? When did you get out?
I got out the first time and then I went back in there again because of the leg.
Right.
And they told me they're gonna fix you up and they're gonna fix me up, and they never did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now they just don't fix it, I guess.
Right.
They were giving some money to me. They were giving me $58.
Right.
Escort, I got a witness. They told me to give it back to them.
Yeah.
They took it away from me.
Is that right?
He's talking about when you're injured and they give you a pension.
Yes, ma'am.
It started with $34 and it went up to $58. And then they told him that he had to send it back, so he was sending back $25 a month.
Right.
Well, the IRS stepped in and he said, you either pay it all now or you're going to be paying interest and penalties.
Oh my goodness.
So he paid it all.
Yeah.
But he only got $2,800 and
Right.
he had to pay it all back,
Right.
every penny.
Right.
So he didn't get any pension.
Right.
I'm not getting nothing.
Tell me, if you will. I mean, I've never interviewed, in the 130 or so people that I've interviewed, I don't think I've ever interviewed anybody who served as on a glider before. What kind of aircraft was that? I mean, was it small? Was it pretty jam-packed?
Small. It's as small as big as this room over here,
Right.
and as wide as this room over here.
Right.
We put the machine gun there in the bottom, right there where the table is. We tie it up, and one squad over here, another squad over here, and we're packed with. The airborne always carry a machine gun, Tommy guns. Tommy guns, that's all we had.
Right.
And we had the Tommy guns, but we and the ammunition. Ammunition for Tommy guns and ammunition for.
So you were a member of the 683rd Machine Gun Battery, 16th Battalion. It says
Yeah,
here,
this is
right?
16th Battalion.
Right. Machine Gun Battery, 16th Airborne Battalion.
Yeah.
There you go. And so I know you say you don't want to talk about it, but were you scared? Were you afraid? Do you remember being in situations?
Somebody told you that they were not afraid. No,
They're
it's a
lying.
lie.
Yeah.
You always cry. You always. I
Yeah.
don't want to talk to you.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I went too far there. No, that's fine. I
He's
won't.
going to get something.
Okay. I'm fine. I won't go there anymore. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, obviously, I can tell that you're reluctant about this, and I understand that completely. I've had other people that say that they would rather not do the show, not talk about it, and I understand that. What I would like to do, though, is give you some time to think about it, rather than doing it this Thursday, day after tomorrow. I'd like to give you maybe a week to think about it, and maybe we can talk about doing it the next Thursday. And if you still don't want to do it, I understand completely. But
I don't think I like to do it.
well, but it'll give you a chance this weekend to see the show again.
Let me tell you that he won't talk about.
Well,
What he doesn't want to talk about is that when they were fighting, there were dead people and they had to walk over them, and he saw that.
yeah,
And at night, they had to sleep where all those people were dead.
right,
And some of them were his comrades.
right,
And there's nothing they could do about it.
right,
And one time that he was watching, it was his time for guard, I'm going to tell you.
I ain't
He
gonna
sort
say
of
nothing to you.
He sort of dozed off, and he saw a black shadow come up, And that shadow, he could swear, was his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And when he woke up, there were jets around. And he woke up the others, and he was ready to fight. And if that hadn't happened, they would all have been killed.
Right.
And those are the things that he doesn't want to talk about.
Right.
Because it was so intense, and they were right there where everything was happening.
Well, he feels that his mother saved his life
Right.
by him waking up from the
From
vision.
sleep.
Right.
But I never knew my mother.
Yeah,
I was born, when I was born, my mother died.
I see.
I never knew my mother.
I see.
There's one thing I ask God
Mm-hmm.
when I die. I want to go and see my mother.
Yeah, sure. Because you remember that and what, that particular
That
incident
saved her. That saved
that
his
saved
life.
you.
And
Yeah.
all the people that he was supposed to be guarding.
Right. Right.
It's
Right.
not easy. It's not easy in life. It's not easy. And the way they treated me in the company, I never got. They give me stripes. They give me corporal stripes, and I go to the machine gun. By the time I come back again, they took the stripes away from me.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2-3 sergeants that didn't like me at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, because I'm from down the valley,
Mm-hmm.
and I know how the white man used to treat us, some reason or the other one, they were all from New York, around New York, all of them. All of them from New York.
Mm-hmm.
And they there and they're talking, and you know that they send people over there to my gun, and I was in charge of my gun. I was to fight with me
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
Right.
I fought so many fights that I don't know why they sent him,
Mm-hmm.
and I happened to beat him all. Why, I don't know. It just God
Yeah.
helped me a lot.
Right. Right. So you were in a lot of battle.
Huh?
You were in a lot of battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fights
Fights.
Fighting.
Fights with your
with my
fellow
men.
fellow men.
And the ones that I was staying with, they liked me pretty
Uh-huh.
good.
Right.
But the other ones didn't like me.
Right. Because you were Hispanic.
And this is the thing I have that I have against. One day, a major come and inspect the company so they can go overseas, so we can go to war.
Mm-hmm.
And the major, or I don't know what it was a big officer.
Mm-hmm.
He said, that's a Mexican. You see, and my captain told him, see, yes, that's a Mexican. He is the best gunner in the company.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's why they didn't like me, because the captain knew I was the best gunner in the office.
Right. So they were jealous of you,
Yeah,
and they were prejudiced.
yeah,
You had 2 strikes going against you at least, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what are some of the things? Okay, you got out, and then you went back in, right?
Yeah, I wanted to go to Korea.
You wanted to go to Korea in 1950.
See, no, 1950, I got discharged.
You got discharged. So you were just in Korea for a short time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Right.
I didn't, like I say, I didn't get only to Korea and they sent me back because the bombing was so hard, and I was in a place where it was bombing, so they picked me up and sent me this way.
Right.
I come back and I filed for my discharge, and they give it to me right away.
I see.
I got discharged from the Air Force, and I got discharged from the Army twice. I got discharged.
Right.
I got honorable discharge.
So when you went back to in Korea, you were in the Air Force then, or you were in the Army the whole time?
Oh no, I was in the army the
Right.
first time, but then when I went to Korea, I was in the Air Force.
Then you were in the Air Force. Okay.
Yeah. Something like that. I don't
Yeah.
really remember.
Right. But then you came back and you got discharged, right?
Yeah.
Then what did you do? What was your career? How did you?
He
What's
got
your
hurt
profession?
in Korea. That's where he got hurt.
Oh, you got
and
hurt?
That's why he got discharged. So tell him how you got hurt.
How'd you get hurt in Korea?
Bombing,
Yeah.
the bombing,
Right.
and hit me leg again, and make it swelled up. So they sent me back.
So it was during combat in Korea.
Yeah.
When was that? In 49?
49.
Okay. Where was that? Like at
I couldn't tell
Busan
you.
or Incheon or
No, I don't even remember where it was.
how did you get to Korea? By boat?
By airplane.
By airplane?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you were injured in the bombing. Did they give you
you know how the buildings come down.
Yeah.
And I was hit with a building.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah, well,
No, not enough. Not enough to.
did you get a Purple Heart?
No.
No? No Purple Heart?
I didn't want nothing.
Well, I know, but if you were
I
injured
I
more-
don't have but 2 medals that I like.
Yeah.
It's the best soldier.
Mm-hmm.
They give me a medal for being a best soldier. I don't know why they said that, but they did.
Yeah.
And they give me another medal. What was it? I don't remember. I got the Berlin Airlift medal.
Oh, the Berlin Airlift Medal?
I served in Berlin.
Right.
When I volunteered again, I went to Berlin.
Talk about that. What was your duty there?
And my duty was to help the Germans unload the airplanes.
I see.
Watch them so they won't steal everything.
I see.
That's all. That's all I was.
When was this?
42, 49,
Okay.
48.
48, 48.
Okay. Before you went to Korea.
Yeah.
I see. So then when you got out of the service, what did you do? What was your profession? What did you...
I went to work with All City Brass and Beaumont and Gulf Coast.
With All City Brass?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
What did they do? What was that?
They milk the iron and put it together and make something out of it. Make Christmas trees for the oil fields.
Right.
You know what? A Christmas tree on top of the
The oil derricks?
yeah.
Yeah.
They got pipes coming out.
Right.
Well, that's what I was making.
I see. How long did you do that?
9 years.
9 years?
9 years with that company, and I went to work with another company another 9 years.
Another 9 years.
And I quit.
And then you quit?
Yeah.
Okay. My grandparents lived in Beaumont,
Yeah?
and my grandfather was the president of Idaco.
Idaco.
I don't know if you remember Idaco, but
Yeah.
they made drilling equipment. And he was the
I
president.
work for All City Brass.
Yeah.
I mean, no. For no, I work for wait a minute. Paint service company.
Mm-hmm.
And painting tanks.
Mm-hmm.
First, I
Yeah.
work with them. I couldn't
Yeah.
find a job in that work.
Yeah. No, my grandfather was president of Idaco, and before he retired for several years in Beaumont. They lived on Harrison Street in
I know
Beaumont.
where Garcia-
You know where Harrison Boulevard is?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's where they lived. 2209 Harrison. They lived in a big two-story house. They rented out the top story, and they lived in the bottom story on Harrison. That's where they're buried, as a matter of fact. I spent many a summer as a child in Beaumont, spending the summer with them, playing in the backyard. Yeah, I remember that well. Yeah.
Well,
Beaumont means a lot to me.
when I went into the army, I went through Beaumont, and I passed through All City Brass, and I saw that machine working that iron and pulling it out, that hot iron, And I said, I want to come and work right there. And I did come back and I worked right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you worked for 18 years and then you retired?
No.
What'd you do then?
I went in. You know, the dumbest thing, you know, a lot of people didn't do, a lot of soldiers didn't do that. Learn welding. I do my machine shop, and I know how to paint cars, and I knew how to be a mechanic. The Army taught me everything before I got out of the service.
Yes.
Because I wanted to get out and find a job.
Right. Right.
And that's what I went. I went to. That's where I got my experience at.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they always ask me, "Where do you work?" And I say, "Here's my diploma." And some of them take it, and sometimes they don't.
Right. So what'd you do after you were painting tanks? What'd you do after that? Did you paint cars? Or what did you?
Yeah, I had my own shop.
You had your own shop?
Yeah.
In Beaumont?
In Beaumont.
I see.
Garcia Paint and Body Shop.
Okay. And how long was that open?
29 years.
29 years. So that's how you spent most of your...
Yeah, I was 20... Oh, man, I was about 78 years old when I quit working.
I see. Garcia Paint and Body.
Yeah.
How long have you all been married?
Don't say things like that. That's why I don't think.
We've never been married.
I see.
We've been together for 10 years.
That's what I should have said. How long have you been together? For 10 years?
10 years.
Uh-huh.
My husband was the one that tried to recruit him right after he got back from Korea.
Uh-huh.
My husband was in the Army for 34 years.
Right.
And he was a recruiter.
Uh-huh.
And his job was to recruit people coming back from the Army.
Right.
So he tried to get him. So I knew him long before my husband died.
I see.
But he said, no, I don't want to go back. I've had it.
Right.
So that's when he started his.
Well, I wanted to raise my kids.
Yeah.
I had 3 kids.
Three kids?
4 kids.
He married in Beaumont.
I see.
Yeah, I
And
married.
he was married for what, 60-something years?
50, 65, I believe.
Uh-huh. And your wife passed away?
Yeah,
Right. And you have 4 kids?
yeah.
I see. I see. Well, that's a great story.
We started. I love to dance. I used to love to dance, and I went to a dance hall, and there she was, and I said, "That's the woman I want to go."
I was the bookkeeper for the singles club.
Right.
So the singles club was Tuesday, Saturday, Friday, and Sunday, and of course he went on Sunday, and I was behind the bar, and my tour for the bar was 1 hour, and after that hour I could go dance, and I had friends that I went with, so that's where we met.
Yeah.
At a singles club dancing.
That's a wonderful story. There's a lot of good stories that we could tell that don't involve you talking about things that you don't want to talk about, and we won't. I would never sit down with you on something that we were recording or on tape or whatever and ask you something that you didn't want to talk about.
You were recording?
Yeah, right now I am, but this is just for me. This is for nobody else. This is just for me.
That's so he can
Yeah.
go and figure out what to ask.
This is just for me. This is not for me. When we do this, and I hope we do this, either this Thursday or next Thursday, I won't embarrass you, I promise. I won't make you cry, I promise. I might say some things, with your permission, not ask you to say them, but I might say some things that she's relayed to me. But what I would like, with your permission, to talk about is to talk some about the treatment that you got. If you don't mind talking about that, because I think that's a part of the history of the military. It's not necessarily a part that it's not a good part, but it's still a part of it. It's a part of the history, and I think people need to know that it wasn't all just comrades all getting along and with their slapping each other's back and all of that kind of stuff. Because I've talked to African American veterans, and I've talked to, I think you're only the second Hispanic veteran that I've spoken with, but I've heard these stories before, and I think those stories need to be told too, because it's part of the part of the history of the war.
They need to be aware of it.
Right, and I'm sure it's going on right now in Iraq and Afghanistan. I know it is.
I believe I run the squad. I was a squad leader for about 2 years without stripes.
Right.
They didn't give me no stripes.
Right.
And when I went to Germany, a lieutenant saw me and he said, "How long you been in the service?" And I said, "I believe it was 6 years already." And he said, "And you haven't got no stripes?" "No, I don't care." He said, "Yes, we're going to care." And he was the one who made me a corporal.
Right.
And I got the shorts, the corporal stripes.
Right. Yeah.
Pero the other people, they give them to me, but they're also taken away from me right away.
Yeah.
I resent that very much, but
well, sure.
Then now I don't.
Right. Right.
They resent me. I resent that because they don't. I was doing what I was told, and they make me dig folks' hole. They make me shine their shoes. And they make me do things that I wasn't supposed to do, but they do it.
Right. Well, I'd like to talk about that aspect of it, because I think that that's an important part of the history of it, and other things.
And the outfit was a 680-30. Yeah, I believe it say it over here.
Yeah, it says it there.
683rd machine gun battery.
Right.
And I was with the 1st 1 Infantry Division in Korea, in Germany.
What division?
The 1st Infantry Division.
1st Infantry Division?
Yeah, the red one.
Right.
'68, I got hurt in my eyes. Malaria, I had it. You say 544. I don't know what that means, and 1044.
Right.
I believe I had it 2 times.
Yeah.
I like to die.
Oh.
I had come home with 90 pounds.
Yeah, 90 pounds?
Yeah. And they sent me to Mixed, Texas, in the other side of San Antonio. It used to be a girls' camp, summer camp for girls. And they took it away. The government took it and put us in there.
I see.
And I had to drink a quart of milk every time I eat. And it messed my stomach up.
Oh, yeah, I bet it did. Yeah.
And I can't drink no milk.
Can't drink milk anymore. Well, that's okay.
If they boil it, I can.
Yeah.
But if they don't boil it, I can't.
Right. Right.
I can eat it in, toasted or something like that, but I can
You can have it in cereal if it's like just enough to soak it.
Right.
But
Right.
I can't eat it no more.
Right. Right. I understand. Well, what do you say? Do you want to think about it for a week and watch the show this weekend
Yes, I'd like to watch
to
it
see
this
what,
weekend.
so he can get an idea of what we're talking about?
Yes.
I don't know who the show's with this weekend. I want to say it's because we tape it about 3-4 weeks ahead of time is what we do. I think it's with a a World War II or a Korean War veteran named Mr. Fleedner, who I believe it was either Korea or World War II. I'm not sure which one it is, but you'll get an idea of what the show looks like, and it's very simple. And then if he trusts me and he says okay, we'll go for not this Thursday but next Thursday, which would be the 12th of November.
We ain't gonna be here.
Yes, we will. Because Thanksgiving is not until after that.
Right, yeah, Thanksgiving's not till the 27th.
Right, it's
Yeah.
down there.
It would be the 12th of November. I'm going to write down here. I'm trying to remember what I have. No, that's at noon, so I'm fine.
You never went to the service?
No, sir, I didn't.
No.
I,
You didn't miss nothing.
and what I'm going to do is, I'm going to leave with you. First off, I'm going to leave with you. This is a reminder, and I'll try to remember to call you. I'm going to be out of town this weekend, but I'll try to remember to call you.
Okay.
That's when it's on,
Okay.
and you got 2 different chances to watch it. It's the same show. It's repeated.
Okay.
It's on Saturday at 6:30, and then the same show will be repeated
Amazing.
Sunday at 5:30.
Amazing.
Okay, what channel?
KAMU, which you all have cable out here?
No.
What do you have? Do you have cable TV?
We have direct TV.
Oh, you have Direct TV. Okay, I'm not sure whether you get that or
I
not.
don't
You have
think
Direct
so.
TV.
Let's see if we do.
Do you have a DVD player?
Yes, but it's. that's
Yeah, one of those. Do you know how to use that?
Not really.
Because I can bring you a DVD of the show. So you have Direct TV. I'm not sure whether you get the channel or not on it, but I can bring you a DVD of the show. I can bring that to you probably next week.
No signal.
Yeah. Well, if you got Direct TV,
And you're
Okay, you say channel
Shawnee took a chance, man. See ya.
yeah, but I don't think it's going to be on.
45 is a strike.
That's on cable. I know that.
4? Okay.
Let's see what it is on.
You've been around the corner a lot more times than I.
Oh. 4.
You're going to the showcase, buddy, with a 95. Going to the showcase. Just 1,000.
They told me to do this.
Yeah, it's
And
not
then-
going to Channel 4. Yeah, you have Direct TV, so I'm not sure that you get the station. But I'm sure, does your daughter live here?
The DirecTV
My
remote,
son.
and it's
Your
unlike
son?
any other. For
Son
starters,
lives
it gives you access to the best television experience in the world.
Here you go. So I'm not sure whether you get it or not, but that doesn't matter because I'd still get you a DVD of the show and all of that.
We can watch it on.
Right, and I can get you a DVD and let you watch it. But I want you all to think about it.
Okay.
And because I'd love to tell his story on the show, I really would. But I want you to see the show first,
Okay.
and I'll bring you a copy of it and make sure that you can see it.
If I
We'll
can't
put it on the
see it
DVD.
here, I can see it in my son's
Well,
house.
I thought.
Is this your son's house here? Or-
Yes,
Oh,
that's
okay.
my son.
Okay.
This is brand new.
And he's-
We just moved here July 29th.
I see. Yeah, it looks very new, as a matter of fact.
It
Yeah.
was built from October
Right.
to July.
Right. And if y'all do come, this is the directions to the TV station. I put those down for you. This is, and I can go over this with you later.
Okay,
This is the A&M campus right here.
okay.
University, Texas Avenue, George Bush Drive. And KAMU is right here on Houston Street. But I can go over that with you also
I know
later on.
that way because I take him to the VA and it's
On
going
Rockberry
to-
Road?
Yeah.
Yeah.